Guys, this is not good.
What's up everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Billy Built. Today, we're gonna be driving the Z. I gotta do a little bit of a break-in procedure. The little bit that I drove it around, I realized very quickly that I had some exhaust leaks that I need to get taken care of. Overall, my exhaust in this car is kind of a mishmash of parts. It's very nice V-band downpipes to a very nice axle back exhaust, and everything in between is just cheap metal, I think. I don't know what the H-pipe is made of, but just know there's a lot of little things that need to get taken care of on this car. With all that said, we will be doing that. We will be getting into a little bit of boost driving the car around today. This setup should be super efficient and make really good power for this car. So I'm pumped, to say the least. And for those of you that have been following along for so long, thank you so much. I appreciate every single one of you. However, it would be really cool for those of you that are not subscribed to go ahead and hit that subscribe button, smash the like button for me. Promote this channel, help me grow, help keep me motivated to make more videos, more content like this. We're finishing up the Z, but that doesn't mean we're done yet. The big goal right now is to get a shop built. Hopefully by the end of this year, maybe beginning of next year, I'd like to start getting the ball rolling for that. So without further ado, let's get started on today's video. Let's get to work here. Bit of wheel spin there. There's just a lot of vibration right now in the car. I don't know what exactly is causing it, if it's my drive shaft or if the motor mounts or what. It's rolling in the boost really freaking good though. I don't know how much boost we actually hit there, but it definitely started spinning. Should be on wastegate pressure right now, which is 17, 18 PSI. So let's just check the data logs, see how much boost we hit, see what our fuels look like to make sure everything's good with that, and then we'll go from there. Everything else looks fantastic in the car. We're not leaking any fluid underneath. It's pretty dry down there. I spent maybe an hour or two fixing the exhaust underneath. Again, there are still some exhaust leaks. If you're curious at all, it's a 3-inch axle back Specialty Z muffler, and oh, you know what, it might be a no-name H-pipe. I don't know what brand H-pipe that is, but it's also 3-inch, and then 3-inch test pipes to the H-pipe that are AMS. Anyways, it's got a few little exhaust leaks, and I've tried so much so far, and I can't get rid of the exhaust leaks. Another thing that's kind of kicking me right now, and I really wish it worked, was the electronic power steering in the rear. It's not building enough pressure to work at all, actually. I've checked, it's full of fluid. The lines are not leaking any fluid to the front. Aside from all that, I think this motor is ready for its 4th and final oil change after it's been ran a bunch and put back together. I think tomorrow morning I'm going to try to drive the car some more. It's getting kind of late now. I have some errands to run. We'll come back. Life is coming at you. It's actually my birthday weekend. So tomorrow afternoon, I'm gonna have some friends over. Maybe we'll take the car out, go for a quick cruise. A couple of them are familiar with tuning. Well, one of them anyways. Maybe I can get him to hop in with me and we can go do some street tuning, so on and so forth. This is the final time I'm changing the oil on the break-in procedure, I guess you could say. I was told about this when I first got the car in 2010, and I've used this oil just about ever since then. What I'm getting to here is the primary oil that I use is Valvoline VR1. Valvoline VR1 racing oil. So this is the oil that I have used, that I will use, and that I will continue to use in my Z. This is not a paid sponsorship. This is just what I've always used. It's worked very well for me. Keeps the oil pressure right where I need it to be, which is pretty much between 10 and 20 PSI at idle. It's a high zinc content. There are articles written that say you don't need a high zinc content. Zinc is meant for other things, blah, 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 blah. Regardless, it does leave a protective film on your components, and it's very good for these motors being a flat tappet style motor. Cam-on bucket, I guess you could call it that. Cam-on hydraulic lifter. To keep it short and simple, I felt the vibration as I was driving, and I thought I fixed it. Actually, I know I fixed it. I took care of it, but it seems to have come back. The turbo is actually rubbing against my steering shaft. I gotta do some shifting around and figure this out, because we can't have this. This is not good. Last time I was able to just simply shift the steering rack, and that took care of it. So I'm gonna try that again. All right, so as you can see, I was able to take care of the gap between my steering shaft and my turbo. Granted, it may not be much, but it's not rubbing anymore, and that's all that matters. I'm actually going to perform a little bit of an alignment, kind of. My steering wheel's not straight, and I'm pretty sure the total toe between the wheels is good. So we are going to kind of cheat the system real quick here. We're gonna do this, slide this up, rotate it. I think it's gotta go this way. I'm gonna double check the steering wheel, see how that looks, and then we'll get back to this. I think that should do it. I'm gonna go ahead and tighten this down. Steering wheel up top is straight. Alignment is done. Just taking care of one thing at a time here, folks. One more thing I gotta install. This is something I've been holding out on for quite a number of years, regrettably. Today we have the ST suspension front sway bar. I believe this is a 28mm front sway bar from Suspension Technique. So we're going to be installing this in the front. Let's go ahead and get this thing in the car, and hopefully this go around we can actually enjoy the car around some turns. So when you guys just saw me driving the car, I went to check over the boost tables real quick just to see how much boost I actually hit while driving it. And I didn't really hear the Wastegates open up, or it didn't seem to level off like I expected it to. And I saw 17 PSI, well 15 PSI come and go pretty quick on the computer, and so I let off. What I'm trying to get at here is that I saw 19 PSI on my computer. The Wastegates are set to 17 PSI. So I think I have my Wastegate boost control solenoids plumbed wrong, or backwards at least. So I messaged a friend the other day, another friend, because I had a friend recommend this to me, because this is supposedly what they do on all the high horsepower cars. But I'm still trying to just hit wastegate pressure. Granted, yes, I could bypass my boost control solenoids altogether and just run wastegate. But I'm not going to do that, because rather them just be plumbed in, ready to go, so that when I'm tuning, I can bump in some boost and we'll be good. Basically, the 1 and 2 ports on my boost control solenoids are plumbed backwards. So we're going to swap that around real quick. So I know you guys are probably going to hate on this, but I literally just have my boost control solenoid just chilling right here for now. Eventually, I'm going to mount it probably to here or run a bracket into this hole. I'd much rather reuse the hole that's down here. I already switched this one around, so we've got this port here, which is port number 1, going down to my bottom port on the wastegate, and I got port number 2 going to the intake manifold, as well as the top port on here. So that's what we're gonna do for now, because that's what I was recommended by somebody else with a Z who has external wastegates already. That's how we're going to do this one, and that's how I'm going to route that one over there. And then, hopefully then, the wastegates will actually open up. So now it's just a matter of driving the car today. All right, y'all, let's get some driving in today. This thing should be running pretty good by now. Well, guys, this quick tuning session is gonna end up taking me to go get E85 for the first time in the car. I think it's about 5 miles to the gas station, 10 miles round trip or so. 6 years. Let's freaking go! Yes! That sounds so good! This is so cool. I'm tearing up, y'all. I'm hitting boost at like 4,500 RPM in third gear, which is way better than my other setup. Oh my God. Well guys, made it to the gas station. We got Wastegate to open up. My heart is racing and I am in tears right now because this is freaking phenomenal. Okay, so now that I've kind of calmed down a little bit, been going over the logs, filled up with the 85. We got the first full tank in the car. On those few pulls where we saw open Wastegate, saw a peak of about 5,000 RPM and 17 PSI. Wastegate's opening up. I didn't stay in it for long, but that was enough to confirm that Wastegate's opening up. So let me show you guys what I'm seeing here. So if you look here, 4950 RPM at only 44% throttle. Guys, I never went above 50% throttle here. Everything just looks awesome. I can't believe this. I'm gonna hop back on the highway and try to rev it a little more and just keep climbing. That Wastegate opens up, it is loud. Oh, it's such a sleeper, I love it. Oh, that's so awesome. I don't know how much longer my battery has in this car, but sounded like kind of a slow startup. Unfortunately, my glove box is still broken. That kind of sucks. That really sucks, actually. I don't know how it broke. I just opened it. It's time to go a little bit harder here. A little bit each time. A little bit each time. It is fast. Oh my goodness, is it fast. It's really weird having a sixth gear in this car. So good. I'm gonna go home before I break anything, and we're going to look it over, inspect the car, make sure nothing's leaking underneath. Oh my God, we've built a demon here. This thing is, oh my goodness, this is going to be incredible. I have to get used to going into fifth gear here. I've missed fifth twice. Although granted, I'm not really going to be power shifting anytime soon. The transmission is still on its brake-in fluid. Oh my God, it even feels tighter around the turns. I guess that's the point of a sway bar, right? I can't smile big enough. I'm tearing up. I'm gonna do a quick check over on the car because that was my first time going anything above 50 miles an hour. My heart is racing. This is insane. I don't think I've floored the car. I might have tapped the floor once and let up, but I don't think I floored the car. Like, these turbos are stupid responsive. I can't believe how much turbo technology has come since my old setup. This is night and day. Anything above 4,000 RPMs, these are like flipping a switch. Okay, guys, I'm going over the car real quick, making sure everything's good on it. Close my toolbox here. Everything looks phenomenal. There's one oil leak that I can see visibly right now very easily. I say very easily because there may possibly be a rear main seal that's leaking, but it's very slow and not an issue. And honestly, I'm not surprised. Those rear main seals on these are just they're not fit very well. Anyways, that's another topic. I'm going over the car right now. Everything checks out awesome. All the pipes and everything. There's no coolant leaks or anything like that. It wasn't overheating or anything, so we know that's all good. Okay, so if you look here, I got my peak boost pressure at roughly 18.7 psi, but it falls off right away. Even with all this, you might say, oh yeah, you know, the boost didn't come in until 5,000 RPM, but I mean, look at my throttle. 46%, 77%, 80%. I never floored this car. Here's another data log. 15 psi, 50%. Let's go to another one. Let's see here. We are at a peak of 49%, peak of 50% throttle position. Boost, 5,500, 16 psi. The boost is literally coming on way faster than I thought it would. These turbos are way more responsive compared to my old setup. This is phenomenal. This is all great news. Now I just need to floor it. I need to stop being a little bitch and floor the car. The problem I am having though is second gear. If I floor it, it will just spin. So obviously the most RPM I saw, I think, was about 6,400 RPM. So we're slowly working up in the RPM range. The more I floor it, the more I'll be able to stay in boost. Oh, this is incredible. This is awesome. Super responsive. Now I just gotta work on the boost control and dial in the air fuels. The timing map should be pretty well set how it is. I don't want to play around with the timing map too much on this, simply because I spent a lot of time with my old setup dialing in the ignition timing on the map. The only thing I want to do really is adjust it so that the power doesn't come in too soon, too fast. Because that's kind of what I'm running into right now. On the old turbo setup, I was really trying to ramp in the power as fast as possible because those turbos were so laggy. On this setup, turbos are coming on like that with only a half throttle. Anyways, we're working on boost control here. We're gonna go drive the car, get it heated up, and then let's go for a spin. We gotta jump on the highway, do some quick highway pulls, and we'll be back. And then tonight, the Z will be going to its first car show, assuming it makes it past this drive cycle. And then this Friday, I have somebody very special coming in to take a look at the car and review it. And you'll probably be seeing that. I don't know when he'll post this, but we'll leave that for a surprise, and you guys can check that out when it's ready. So anyways, let's get to driving this thing. we're looking at my data here. Looks like I got up to 80% throttle this time. I wonder if that's actually my 100%. And then we're gonna hop on the highway and do a highway pull. Third gear, I'd like to rev it out maybe a little bit longer this time, because these here didn't see more than about 5,200 RPM. Yeah, 5,200 RPM right there at only 14 pounds of boost. So like I said, I'm gonna hop on the highway and see what we got from here. Reverse lockout is not working. That's not good. That sucks. Guys, this is not good.